It's been a year since opposition leader Juan Guaido declared himself interim president of Venezuela. Despite threats and economic sanctions from the United States, Nicolas Maduro is still in power. Hello, I'm Arnold Naidu, and this is The Heat. In January 2019, the leader of the Venezuelan National Assembly, Juan Guaido, accused President Nicolas Maduro of rigging the presidential election. Guaido, a virtual unknown politician, proclaimed himself interim president of Venezuela, and was soon recognized as such by more than 50 countries. But in Venezuela, not much changed. Maduro is still in charge and the opposition appears to be losing steam. CGTN's Mary Trini Mena has this report from Caracas.
The new face of the Venezuelan opposition offered promise for change in January 2019.
To end the illegal presidency, to form a transitional government and have free elections.
Socialist Nicolás Maduro insisted he was still in charge.
From today, I assume the presidency in a second period.
Guaido tried to consolidate power with demonstrations and a failed plot to overthrow Maduro in April, but the military continued to support Maduro. The opposition and the government participated in talks hosted by Norway for 4 months. But in August, the U.S. imposed new economic sanctions on Venezuela and the talks broke down. Guaido says the time for talks is over.
At the end of the day, it's not that we don't want to negotiate, it's that we see a negotiated settlement as unlikely. Why? Because these gentlemen again and again have made fun of us.
Nicolás Maduro started separate negotiations with a small group of opposition leaders who are demanding the release of political prisoners and new elections.
There will be elections in 2020 to elect the new National Assembly. The people should decide on this conflict with their votes.
President Maduro has agreed to new parliamentary elections, but he says presidential elections are not on the table. He says he's willing to speak directly with U.S. officials. Political analysts in Venezuela say if negotiations are going to move forward, the opposition and the government will need to mend their differences without international interference.
A political change can't rely on foreign countries. All the help the international community can offer is welcome. However, to bring about a real change, it must come from the Venezuelans.
The next opportunity, parliamentary elections later this year. For now, U.S. sanctions, hyperinflation, and the exodus of millions of Venezuelans continue. And 12 months later, so does the stalemate between the Venezuelan government and the opposition. Mary Trini Mena, CGTN, Caracas.